Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of 21 days of remembering how to breathe. I hope everyone can hear me all right. If I'm getting any feedback or anything, we can confirm the sound is good. Okay, we got an okay. So I do want to wait until people start coming on live, but I've noticed that there's a lot more people watching these videos afterwards, which I really don't mind. Whether you're live here with me now or hi, Doreen, she's just joined. Fantastic. If we have a bit of time at the end of today's session, I might take a couple of questions, but I don't think it's only on the 3rd day, so I might be doing a bit more of that maybe next week, because there's just so much I'd like to share with you and really emphasize on the importance of getting into these daily routines, of really taking it as a fundamental importance that every single day breathing needs to be one of the priorities, and actually the only priority. Breathing, giving as much oxygen as possible to your body and your mind. So every single day, today we'll actually be doing the deep belly conscious breathing together. I just want you to see what it really looks like. And there's really nothing to engage in. There's no doing. There's no effort. So at the end of this video, we'll do the breathing together. I really want you to get used to the deep belly breathing, because starting from tomorrow, we're going to be introducing new ways, new ideas, new exercises, just to mix it up a bit. And so we don't get into the same way of breathing. It's really important to mix it up. There's different way of breathing through your nose and exhaling through the mouth, holding your breath for longer periods of time. So anyway, we'll get into that. So starting from tomorrow, there will be another way that I will introduce to you, I'm using the book by Pam Grout, Jumpstart Your Metabolism, as a textbook, because I find it very, very simple, direct, to the point. So in the notes that I shared with you yesterday, there's all the details of the book if you want to go ahead and download it or buy the hard copy so you can follow. Today I'll also be just reading a paragraph to emphasize the people that exercise and people that just breathe. And not to put down the exercise. I'm all for exercise. I mean, if I can, when I can. But if you don't find time to actually put exercise into your daily routine on a regular basis, to exercise every single day is quite hard for the majority that need to go to work and move around and take children here and pick them up and things like that. So, but breathing is available to you all the time, when you're driving your car, when you're about to go to sleep, while you're listening to a TV program, while you're waiting in line. It's always available. It's convenient. It's free. It's just so simple. So if you just keep introducing these deep belly, and I hope you've been doing it every day, 3 times a day, or as often as you can, just get into that rhythm. It's important for the belly to come out, because you're now loosening up those lungs, your ribs, and that important diaphragm of yours. It needs to loosen up. Okay, so it's really important. Just keep the deep belly breathing every single day whenever you can. Get used to it. Allow the body to memorize these movements. Okay, another thing I would like to bring to the forefront is that the experience of staying 2 or 3 minutes in a seated position or lying down and focusing on your breath, the experience that you are experiencing that might find a bit challenging at the beginning, is realizing that while we're doing the exercise, even in this video today, there's this spaciousness, there's this stillness, quietude. Okay. Now, I know one of the things that people kind of say to me is that there's this mind chatter that says, come on, you're wasting time. What are you doing this for? We've got things to do. We've got problems to solve. We've got to go and pick up so-and-so. There's just so much that wants to come to the forefront that the mind says, this is more important than what you're doing. Okay? We need to just let that go. And the experience of focusing, like the focusing mechanism, your conscious awareness has always been, it's a habit. It might be a hard habit to break, but it's been a habit where the consciousness has always been focalized to the mind. What the mind is saying, it's always been there on the outside towards the exterior. Now, when you're breathing and consciously breathing so the body can get all that oxygen, now this conscious awareness of yours, that who you are, turns around and now focuses on the breath. What remains? What remains is, yes, there is stillness. There's a sense of spaciousness, peaceful. You might still hear the mind chatter, but you're not focused on it. Just like clouds, just let them be. Eventually, they won't be. You have now trained the mind to say, this is my moment. This is me refueling the body. This is my moment where whatever the mind has to say, not now. 2-3 minutes, I'm refueling. I'm giving oxygen to my body. There is now, I understand the importance of this. I am now releasing all those toxins. There's a form which I like to call of appreciation of this body is not invisible to me. So it's this appreciation for this magical process that it knows how to do on its own, and I'm going to allow it. I'm now going to allow it. So it is really important that you embrace, you accept that, yes, stillness, spaciousness, peacefulness is all here for you to appreciate. Appreciate it. It's the addiction of always wanting to go to the mind chatter. That's fine. But now let's loosen that up. There is no need to want to hook on to whatever thought's coming. Oh, but you're going to be late, or you need to do this. Just let it go. 3 minutes. That's all. 3-4 minutes that you're actually doing what you're meant to be doing, is giving attention and focus. That conscious awareness turns inward. And this is your moment. In the morning, after you've eaten, and before you go to bed. The mind will not... It's not important. Whatever the mind wants to bring in, you need to prioritize this and become okay, become accepted that stillness and quietude, spaciousness is the norm. Okay? So I just want to, another thing I really want to highlight is these a few tips. And I wrote them down on the notes. So what's really important is never strain. When you're breathing, breathing is a natural function of the body, and it must be enjoyable. It must be enjoyable. It's natural, just don't strain it. I know the mind always says, oh, I'm doing an exercise. No, there's no doing. It's not a doing. Breathing is not a doing. Breathing is an allowing. And you are the one that's allowing it. So never strain. Another thing is never force air into the lungs. Okay? There's no forcing, there's no straining. Okay? No effort. It must be a pleasurable moment. Now, it's really important, keep your mind blank. Okay? Only focus on the breathing. That's all you need to focus. Focus on the breathing, on the inhale, on the holding, and on the exhale. Focus only on the breathing. Keep that mind blank. Okay, that's what I was talking about, the stillness, the spaciousness. Another thing that's really important, I was trying to do this on the first day or something, but I sort of laughed. But because I was reading the book, your jaw, it needs to be relaxed. And what I loved about the book, she actually called it the dead trout look. Okay. So why it's important to keep your jaw relaxed, it actually assists the lower lobes of your lungs to, so the oxygen can reach the lower lobes. So there is this sort of serious sort of look, but when you're focused on your breath, you don't care what you look like, okay? So yes, you need to relax your jaw. I tend to smile all the time. So even when I'm breathing and knowing that you're all there staring at me while I'm breathing, but you should also be focused on your breath. So I'm not going to worry about that at all, but just relax your jaw, relax your body, okay? And then I needed to emphasize your abdomen. At the exhale, it's just this mild contraction at the end, just to squeeze and expel that last stale air. Okay? So it's not a forceful event. It's just this mildly, contracting the abdomen so the stale air at the bottom can just be expelled. So I just wanted to remind you of these for now. So, there's quite a few people. Hi, everyone. So now I just want you to realize what 2 or 3 minutes looks like and feels like, the experience, the quality of the experience you're having. So every time you know that you're going to now consciously deep belly breathe, you only breathe through your belly because that's the only way you're getting in oxygen in your body. The way we've been breathing is futile breathing with your chest, which is shallow breathing. It doesn't get to the lungs, okay? The shallow breathing instigates that fight or flight mechanism in your body, and you're constantly on alert. Not doing, it's straining your body, you're getting stressed. It is important that the body starts to really know that the natural way of breathing is through the belly, and consciously focused your consciousness instead of out there, in here. Okay, so we're going to do this together, everyone. All right, so if you're sitting down and you're watching, I just want you to get relaxed. Okay, and now we're going to do 10 cycles. So for those that have just joined, I'm just going to go through this again. We're going to do the deep belly breathing, which is what I call the 4x4, which is called the 4x4. Or for those that enjoy the visual, just try and visualize a square. Okay, so you're going to inhale for a count of 4, air. So then you're going to hold your breath for a count of 4. Then you're going to exhale for a count of 4. And so the belly goes down. Remember that contraction at the end, just for the stale air. And then you're going to hold your breath for a count of 4 before taking the next breath. Okay? So we're going to do this for 10 cycles. So 10 times the 4x4x4. Okay? So just relax. I personally, when I place my focus on my body, I really enjoy closing my eyes because it's just canceling everything from outside, all the outside stimulation, the lights, everything outside. Closing your eyes, you just cancel it all out. Now you have your consistent focus, consciousness on you, okay? Not on your thoughts, on you. And now you're going to focus on your breath. So let's go. Taking a deep breath. The belly up. If you prefer to put your hand on your belly so you can feel it. It does leave you with a great sense of expansion, spaciousness. That's the word, the only quality that I can really express. And it allows you to feel very peaceful. Now, the gratitude that you start to feel that you've actually assisted by allowing this oxygen to go through your body. Now you can get on with your day, but now you've changed your body chemically. You must understand this is a priority. You're doing just so much for your body. So now that you know what it looks like, really doesn't, the mind will come up with so many things about this is a waste of time. I can absolutely assure you it is not a waste of time. But become accustomed to the stillness and that sense of peacefulness. And even though you might have a house full of children and your pets barking and neighbors, whatnot, it doesn't mean you need silence in order to do this. You can be on a bus with 100 people chattering around you. But when you focus your conscious awareness on the breath, in and out, and if you notice that the deep belly breath, is important that you inhale and exhale through the nose. Tomorrow, I'll be introducing what she calls in this book the Baywatch bikini breathing, which those people interested in these videos for losing weight, because that's what happens. But giving oxygen, as we said in the first video, that it breaks down the fats and expels the carbon dioxide. So you exhale, you become, instead of a fat storing machine, you become a fat burning machine. So I really want to read you this one paragraph that for those that are concerned and still believe that exercise and diets is the only way to maintain an energetic body and to lose weight. I really, really want to bring this home by reading this paragraph. And why I want to read it to you, because I don't think I could say it any better than how she's written it down. And again, if you really want to, you're interested in, read this book. It's a really good textbook for beginners. There's so many books out there that I'd like to recommend, but this one for beginners is the ideal. It gives you just the right amount of information that you need to know on how breathing, consciously deep breathing, helps you and what it's doing for your body. So you get an idea that the mind can then rest and say, yes, I've accepted this. Okay, so let me just read this to you. A minute. It's not long at all. So the role of exercise versus just deep breathing. So the question was that I found yesterday was, if I just breathe and don't exercise, will I get the same outcome? Absolutely. All right. So the scientists now have a better handle on how exercise works. So she can actually give you some ideas. Your body keeps burning calories as long as 24 hours after exercise. Okay. I didn't know that. Even after you stop moving, your energy wheels keep right on spinning, keep right on producing heat. Consequently, a person who exercises regularly begins using the same amount of energy at rest that other people do while they're moving. I didn't know that either. So the people that exercise, good on you, okay? All that extra oxygen is altering your cellular chemistry, okay? Your cells aren't the same once they get loaded down with extra oxygen, all right? They've got to act differently. They have to, all right? So they've got to come up with a new strategy. So what do your cells do to handle the oxygen surplus from exercise? They kick into oxidation mode, okay? Oxidation basically is a fancy word for burn. I like how she writes. She's one of my favorite writers. It's a fancy word for burn, okay? So the extra oxygen strokes your fat burning fires. The more oxygen you put into a fire, the faster it burns. Okay, we all know that. In other words, you've changed from a fat storing machine to a fat burning machine. your metabolism has no choice but to kick in. And there was another question that someone asked me about slow metabolism, and I put it in the notes from yesterday. Please join the Kusa Consulting private group, because I do put in some notes for you there and answer some questions. So the other point that bears mentioning is that the oxygen you get with exercise is used to keep your muscles from building up lactic acid, which induces fatigue, cramps, and aches. Deep breathing, on the other hand, brings in more oxygen than you need, okay? Because you haven't gone, your muscles and your body hasn't gone through all that strain. So deep breathing, on the other hand, brings in more oxygen than you need, which gives you extra energy and extra fuel to burn fat. Okay? If you're serious about changing your weight, it is absolutely imperative that you, like your cells, find a new strategy. You've got to find a way to change your body chemistry on a permanent basis. Permanent basis. Diets alone won't do it. Okay? So, yeah, she does mention diets, you'll probably lose a pound or 2, maybe even 5. Okay? But the moment you start eating regularly, they come back again. And we all know that. So the only way to permanently change your weight is to change your body's chemistry. Now, how do you do that? Exercise will do it. There are probably hormones and chemicals that will do it. But the easiest way, the most convenient way, the cheapest way to permanently alter your body's chemistry is to fill it full of oxygen. And I'm telling you, folks, deep breathing is the answer. I love the way she writes. I really, really love the way that she writes. So I hope I've brought the message across, so, and convinced you. For everyone that's interested in breathing only for weight loss, that's fine. If I've caught you and I've reeled you in just with that, that's perfect. You'll be helping your body in so many other ways, okay? The clarity of mind, etc., like we discussed yesterday, releasing these emotions that are stuck in your gut and in your muscles, which we'll be discussing in week 2 in a deeper way. But the important thing is that you read the tips again that I put into these notes. You keep on doing your deep belly conscious breathing, and be okay with the spaciousness and the stillness. Really want you, that is the experience. That is the quality that you'll be experiencing. When the mind starts chattering, okay, just put that focus. You know you can do this. Put the focus just on the breath. 3 minutes. It's just 3 minutes. In the morning, after you've eaten, and before you go to bed. Keep practicing these deep belly breathing, because tomorrow we're going to mix it up a bit. All right? But you're really going to enjoy it. I want you to really embrace the fact that enjoy breathing. Enjoy breathing. It is your life force. And I really want you to get as excited as I am about this knowledge. And as I said, and I will always repeat it, we are not flawed and we are not broken. We are just misinformed. And when you know all the benefits about consciously deep breathing, in any way you find, even if you find your own rhythm and natural flow to it, you can never go back, and you will be a spokesperson. Teach your children. If you're a teacher, teach your students. And if you have a large family, just give them this information. Give them the benefits that they already have available, not knowingly. No one taught me this. And this is why I really want to do this 21 days with you. I really want to convince you. Feels like maybe I'm overkilling it. I don't know. But it is my main intention for these 21 days, because it takes 3 weeks to change a habit, that you wake up every morning and the first thing on your mind is, I'm going to appreciate myself. I'm going to give my body the love and attention it deserves, because you deserve to function and feel and experience everything around you in an energetic and expansive way. The heaviness and the lethargy that we've been feeling is all because we haven't been breathing correctly. The weight we put on and how we feel about our bodies, and I've gone through that personally. I put on over 30 kilos in a span of maybe 2 or 3 years. And I know what that feels like to have this overweight. I was not breathing correctly and I didn't know it. Okay. So for all your patience and listening to these, I know I repeat myself and I will continue to do so because I try and find different ways of saying the same thing in a different way because there's so many people around there. And maybe the one way I've said it doesn't touch someone's heart, but it does others. So I do have that tendency. And again, I have this Italianness in me that I can't speak without my hands sort of thing. So, which I enjoy. So please be good to yourselves, keep practicing your breaths, and tomorrow we'll get some more exciting exercises going on. Again, go to my join the private group, download the notes from day 1, day 2, and today, day 3, if you haven't already. And I will see you tomorrow. Be good to yourselves. Bye.